Hi everyone, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. They are greatly appreciated. This is the daily forecast. It is for all signs. It is originally intended for Thursday, the 23rd of February. It is not solely set for that date. If you're seeing it on a different date, but by all means, if it makes sense, utilize it when you're seeing it. I do believe readings are timeless. For those of you that are new, please check out the drop-down menu underneath any of my daily readings. In there are some housekeeping rules, things that I want you to think about, decks that I'm using, how to follow me on social media and request a private reading. Know that I will never solicit you for a reading. This reading is broad spectrum, so I do speak in broad terms. You need to figure out if and where it fits in your life, if at all. There's also easy ways to support the channel. Please hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, leave a question or comment on the video, or share the video out. I greatly appreciate all of that. Alright, so let's see what the card is for today. Alright, King of Cups. It's like all major arcana and court cards this week. I don't know what is going on. King of Cups is sort of, to me, it's obviously water sign. We are in Pisces season, so he's very fitting to be here. He's kind of, in my opinion, the mastery of the emotions, right? He understands his emotions. He understands how he feels about a situation. He will definitely take his emotions into account, but he's not going to be like messy or overly emotional, if that makes sense. He's going to listen to his emotions, but then to me, the kings are about the swords, right? So they're going to also factor in some logic there. Sometimes the King of Cups can be like he has his emotions, but sometimes he's guarded with them or careful with them. I also feel like with this card too, this sort of shell that he's sitting in, he understands how he feels, but he's not going to allow those feelings or the tumult of that emotion, the waves that are going on around him, maybe the emotions of others or situations around him, to affect him in such a way that it rocks his stability, right? He's definitely looking to the future in this card, which is not necessarily in a traditional deck. He's usually facing the opposite direction. I like that he's also in this business suit too. Like, this king to me feels like he's all business. Like, he has a plan. He knows what he wants to do. He knows how he feels. His feelings may not necessarily be the popular take on a situation, right? But my feeling is he's not going to allow that to get in the way. Yesterday we saw the Hermit card. So that Hermit card was about going inward and kind of finding our answers from deep within. Those answers may have brought up emotions within us that might feel a little bit tumultuous, but we're still okay in the center of that tumult or in the center of those emotions. We're still able to make kind of logical, decisive decisions that push us forward into the future, but they're still true to us, right? Underpinning this in the Sunday reading is the Queen of Pentacles. She would be kind of guiding us, grounding us, helping us to utilize these emotions to manifest what it is that we want maybe in this future that's oncoming. We also had that Death card as the end of the week card, so that transformation and that scorpionic emotional energy could be having a little bit of an effect or starting to come in under this. But I like that the King of Cups is here because he's going to know how to put that death influence or that transformation energy to good use, if that makes sense. Stand in command of how you feel. Don't let how you feel put you or anyone else off. And quite frankly, if it puts someone else off, so be it. The king doesn't really care. He doesn't necessarily hide himself or modify himself or diminish himself or how he feels for anyone else. He's a king, remember? So he's going to rule accordingly or use authority accordingly. He's going to embrace his emotions. He may, you know, take them into account, but then work from a more logical place. But he's looking to the future, meaning we're looking at the long-term goal or outcome here. And we're, in essence, I want to say thinking smarter, or trying to be 2 steps ahead of not only how we feel, and not to deny how we feel, but to be 2 steps ahead to utilize how we feel to create the outcome that we want or the transformation that we want in a situation. Now let's go to the healing mantra card. It is allowing appreciation. Pretty card. And it is the value of my life increases each time I appreciate everything in it. One moment, I will be right back. Sorry guys, I had to find my glasses to read this. So allowing appreciation, and the other card underneath this is releasing expectations, which I really like that with the King of Cups influence. Like, I want to say like he doesn't necessarily care. And what I mean by that is how he feels is going to be paramount to anything else going on in the situation. So honoring that feeling and then acting from that feeling, but also from a place of logic and like business first. It's this suit that he's wearing, allows us to appreciate maybe who we are, how we feel, and then take action to move forward into the future, releasing those expectations, right? So it says, I value the value of my life increases each time I appreciate everything in it. When appreciation is allowed, everything is seen as a gift for the evolution of your soul. The more often you appreciate, the greater value you feel within your own life. While there is true worth in uncovering your life's purpose, most feelings of discontent are not caused by what you do or don't do. They are created simply by a lack of perceived value in your environment. Instead of waiting for things to get better before you allow appreciation, you must be willing to acknowledge the value in all things. This will awaken the feelings of elation that are always alive within you. This mantra is ideal for increasing worthiness, decreasing feelings of scarcity, and raising your vibration. I like that. I think that the King of Cups is going to allow that appreciation in, and appreciation for our feelings, even if they're like a little intense right now. We want to honor them. We want to release expectations around them and listen to them, right? These feelings can be some of that hermit's truth from yesterday. These feelings or emotions that are welling up inside of us, they're trying to indicate to us some sort of what I think to be a transformation that we see with the death card oncoming for this end of this week. I don't see this as a bad thing. I see this as us embracing ourselves at an emotional level, at a very empowered emotional level, and appreciating those feelings that we have, even if others don't, okay? So let's look to the clarifiers. We have the Six of Swords, which is moving to calmer waters, moving to calmer thoughts, calmer communication, or clearer communication. So if we are feeling a lot of emotions and we're appreciating those emotions that we're feeling, we're able to communicate them clearly with this Six of Swords present. We have the King of Wands, oftentimes associated with the fire signs of Leo, Sagittarius, and oh my god, Aries. Sorry, I was drawing a blank there. He can be a bit impulsive. It's interesting that we have the King of Water and the King of Fire here. Sometimes they may not necessarily get along. They might be at odds, and it's interesting that one is facing off with the other. There could be somebody that is a fire sign or somebody that is a little bit maybe impulsive or maybe selfish that we're dealing with right now. But ideally, my feeling is that, and this King of Wands could be a situation too. It doesn't have to be an actual person. It could be a situation where we're feeling slighted, or that situation feels like it's selfish, one-tracked mind, only one outcome is going to work, that kind of thing. The King of Cups is going to work his way around that, but we work our way around that through finding appreciation for everything that's going on and then being able to clearly communicate what our needs are, our thoughts are, our ideas are. The next card is the Wheel of Fortune, also associated with the sign of Sagittarius. Sagittarius is a very expansive sign associated with the planet Jupiter. I believe Jupiter is in Aries right now, which is a fire sign. Wheel of Fortune can indicate things turning in our favor, but we have to lean towards the idea of that actually happening. And I think that we do that through finding this appreciation. If there is a big transformation or change on the books for us, or we are in the process of that big transformation and change, feeling those feelings and finding appreciation for them, no matter what those feelings are, and then being able to clearly communicate what it is that we need, or how it is that we feel, or what next steps we need to take, could be the very thing that helps to turn this wheel in our favor. The Wheel of Fortune always wants to give us more of what we sort of focus on, ultimately, because that's going to be the thing that teaches us where we place our attention. The King of Wands can also represent our spiritual desire, right? As to what it is that we want deep within our spirit. And sometimes our spirit can communicate to us through our emotions, i.e. this King of Cups. So if this King of Cups, King of Wands combo is our spirit and emotions talking to us, finding appreciation for that, and then being able to clearly express that, whether it's to ourselves, within a situation, to another, is going to help us to turn this transformation or these changes into in our favor, or towards a path of achievement or accomplishment, right? The interesting thing is I've been talking about doors closing this week, or paths changing, transforming, and closing. This Wheel of Fortune can also be indicative of that. So keep that in mind. If we're feeling a certain type of way, this is that releasing expectations. It opens the door for the wheel, the powers that be, the universe, to bring us in more of what we might desire or need emotionally, rather than what we were expecting or counting on. Does that make sense? Here is the grounding stone for the day. The word is relax. Relaxing into this and allowing yourself to be exactly where you are is a very powerful energy. I also get that relaxation with the Six of Swords. Relax in your thoughts, relax in your communication. You may not even need to necessarily communicate with anybody about anything today, right? We might just need to communicate with our own emotions, our own desires today, and voice those, find appreciation for those, release those expectations around those things, and just relax and allow the Wheel of Fortune to kind of open the doors, the windows, the pathways for us to begin to move forward. That moving forward may seem new, unfamiliar, because we do have the Death card coming at the end of this week, but ultimately that's the transformation that is inevitable, that we need, that I feel like it's the shedding of this skin, or this transmutation, that puts us on a whole different path that we maybe weren't necessarily expecting. I know this sounds like this big sort of sea change or goal shift or path change. You guys have to let me know if this is what's going on for you, because that's what I'm feeling in these readings. I hope that's the case. I mean, with the oncoming of spring, now would be the time to be doing these assessments and sort of deciding, is this something I want to continue on with, whatever it may be that we're dealing with, or do I want to create something new as spring comes forward? The Pisces new moon, everything we think about is highly possible, right? New moons are about creation, and the sign of Pisces is about intuition and dreaming. So whatever we can potentially dream or feel or desire can be out there for us, as long as we relax into that, release the expectations, and find appreciation for it. We can make it happen. That is your reading for the day. I hope you enjoyed it. By all means, please hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, leave me a question or comment, and I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow to see how this all transforms and changes. All right, take care. Bye-bye.